It all started with a message on Facebook. A listener asking if we knew anyone who could close a third eye. Not for her though, for her kids. What you will hear next is a Zoom call that was not supposed to be an episode, where an exorcist agrees to help out our troubled listener. Enjoy.
Hi.
So, you wanna start?
Sige. A bit of a background lang. Imagine myself being in one place. Like, for example, my cousins are having a party at my house, ganyan. Tapos ako hindi ko pinayagan dun sa playdate. So, parang I had this tito who taught me how to meditate. So, sabi niya, if you want to be in a place, ganyan-ganyan, i-imagine mo lang. So, ako, I would imagine. Tapos my cousins, they would see me there. Mga ganon. Basta several times yon. Tapos fast forward na parang ako every time I would see something kasi it would be like just a person na normal, ganyan. Anywhere. Kunwari, like, there is one time in Mega Mall, may pinagtanungan akong guard. I was with my sister. Tapos my sister was like, ate, sino kausap mo? Wala naman tao dyan. Eh, kano naman mga ganon. Tapos, up until I got pregnant with my eldest, wala na. Zero. Zero talaga. Tapos, we moved to this house 2 years ago. For the first year and a half, walang anything. Like, tahimik, ganyan. Tapos my daughter, she started having nightmares. Nung nagda-nightmares siya, nag-sleepwalk siya, nagwawala siya, ganon. Tapos nilipat namin siya, binalik namin siya dun sa room namin. Hindi na siya dun sa own room niya. Tapos parang, yung nightmares niya, as in naghahabulan kami sa bahay. Tapos may times na nagwiwi lang siya, gising siya, nagwiwi siya. Tapos sumisigaw siya, nagtatatalon siya sa CR. Mom, he's coming for me! He's outside! He's coming for me! Gumaganon siya. So naggulong, hindi ko na nilingon. Naggulong kami sa CR. Siguro mga mga 1, 2 a.m. ganyan. Tapos like hindi talaga kami lumalabas kasi natatakot din ako. Tapos after that, parang pumunta na kami sa parang neurologist. Tapos sabi ng neurologist na parang go to the deathbed, ganyan. So we went to the deathbed. My daughter was diagnosed with mild autism with ADHD. Sabi ko, paano naging connected doon yung nightmares? Sabi nila, baka yung flickering light daw ng screen na trigger yon. Eh, hindi ko kasi sila pinapayagan mag-gadget. So, I don't know kung paano ganon. Tapos up until, parang nag-lay low yung nightmares, pero meron pa din. Like, magigising siya na sinasabi niya, Mom, the big things are falling. They're all falling on me. They're so heavy. Ganyan. Tapos, when you see my daughter kasi, hindi siya halata na may disorder. Like, normal kid. It's just that madaldal siya. Pero like, yung anything, wala. Tapos, up until yung may one time, ako nag-CR ng madaling araw. Dito sa, parang sa peripheral ko, parang may boy. Pero hindi ko tinignan. Sabi ko siguro yung antok lang ako, ganyan. So, CR, ganyan. Tapos a few days later, my daughter, sabi niya sa akin, Mom, ano yun, parang, Mom, there's a boy. I saw a boy. Sabi ko, where? Sabi niya, here. Sabi niya, he was sitting right there. He was looking at the clock because he's gonna be late. Sabi ko, where is he going? Sabi ko, what boy? Sabi niya, he was wearing blue. Binidyo ko pa nga yung parang interrogation ko sa kanya. Tapos galit na ako. Sabi ko, hindi mo pwede makita yun, yung gano'n. Tapos ito kasi yung clock. Ayun yung clock. Tapos the boy daw was sitting there sa kabilang kabisera na parang he was staring at the clock, ganyan. Okay na. After that, parang yung son ko naman, yung 2 years old, na hindi ko alam kung imagination niya or hindi ko alam, na meron siyang kausap na kuwari maglalaro siya ng kitchen set niya. Meron siyang kakainan, tapos meron siyang susubuan na walang anything. Tapos, kinilabutan pa ako kasi I heard your episode na parang yung nag-identify ng face. Yung parang eyes, nose, ganyan. Kasi my son, pag madaling araw, he sleeps mga 3-4 a.m. every night talaga. Ay, every early morning na talaga. So, nandun siya sa paanan ko. Yung bed kasi namin may rails sa paikot. So, naggising ako ng madaling araw kasi may kausap siya. Tapos may hawak siya sa air. Gumaganon siya. Nakaupo. Sabi niya, eyes, nose. Pero yun lang yung sinasabi niya, eyes, nose. Tapos sabi niya, okay, promise. Come on, let's go. Ganyan. Tapos parang ako, kinukuha ko siya, tapos itatabi ko siya sa akin. Kasi parang yung sa paranormal activity, biglang nawawala yung bata. Yun yung nai-imagine ko. Tapos parang yun, iiyak siya. Like, hindi siya titigil umiyak tuwing kukunin ko siya. Tapos babalik na naman siya doon. Eh, may rail nga yung bed. So, tatayo naman siya doon sa rail. Tapos gumagano na naman yung hands niya. May kausap na naman siya na, eyes, nose, ganyan. Come on, let's go. Tapos sila niya umakyat doon sa rail na lumabas, ganyan. Tapos kukunin ko na naman siya. Tapos basta iyak siya ng iyak hanggang sumikat yung araw. Umiyak na lang siya ng umiyak, ganon. Yun. Tapos after that naman, yung yaya naman namin, may nakikita daw na nakaupo na bata, na babae naman, na blurred daw yung face dun sa bed ng daughter ko. Basta, she was just sitting there, ganyan. Tapos, after that, there's the other day, nagte-text ako. Nakaupo lang ako sa ganito, nagte-text ako. Yung daughter ko kasi, nahilig siya na yung sisilip, babasahin yung messages mo, yung Exorcist, ganyan. Silip siya. May sumilip. Sabi ko, stop reading. Tapos yung yaya, sabi, what? Tapos malayo siya. Nandun siya sa bed niya. Tapos sabi nung yaya, parang, ma'am, wala naman pong... Sabi ko, hindi, nandito. Nakita ko yung mukha nandito sa gilid ko. Na-feel ko pa na, like, humawak sa shoulder ko. Tapos yun, parang medyo nag-freak out na ako. So nagpa-schedule kami ng blessing sa Sunday. Tapos yun nga, nag-message na ako sa inyo. Kasi parang sabi ko, ano ba ito? Nawawala na ba ako? Bakit parang ang daming happening lately? This is just, parang in a span of 2-3 weeks, ganyan. Na biglang, I have an online business kasi na baking. Tapos nagbe-bake ako hanggang madaling araw. May makikita ko biglang tumatakbong mga bata sa house. May nakatayo sa kitchen. But for the longest time, like, wala talaga at all. So, hindi ko alam. As in, kinausap ko pa yung cousin kong psychiatrist na sabi ko, ano ba nangyayari sa akin? Bakit nag-hallucinate ba ako? Ganon. Ayun.
But that seems to be, I've encountered a number of cases recently na ganun, nothing ever happened and then suddenly recently lang, in recent weeks, minsan in one week, suddenly there's something happening. So in their place, I'm still at a loss of what that's, like this young kid, all of a sudden, like the mom is freaking out because sometimes when she's using her phone, she sees somebody peering behind her. And it never happened. They've been there for many years. I don't know exactly what's happened. Your friend also, it just happened in 1 week.
Oo nga no.
Diba? Sabi, what's going on? There's all of a sudden. Pero no, I don't think you're crazy. May presence. Actually, at the start, I saw 3 already. There's 3 that made themselves known. 2, I couldn't see them clearly, but the 2 that are small and 1 tall. But I think they're just people who passed on and they're lingering. Now the kids seeing them, that's kind of normal because usually when kids, well, they say that as kids we're still kind of fresh and so we're still more connected to the spirit side, and we're able to see it until we're conditioned now. No, you're just imagining. No, that's not happening, etc. And then that ability gets shut off. So, now with regards to you getting shut off during after pregnancy, I'm not sure. No, maybe physiologically it made you more focused on the now because you have a kid to take care of, etc. Ganon. But I'm sure that's still there. You know, that connection is still there. It's just that parang you closed certain rooms in your house first. Like if it was a house and maybe you had the hobby room in your being, that aspect is closed muna, but it's always there. That's always a part of us, because our deeper self, the soul self, is able to observe, experience, or see things that the limitations of the physical doesn't. But no one's gotten hurt. It's just that the kids are scared.
Kasi my daughter's always having nightmares. Eh. That's why I asked if I could have it closed. Kasi yung nightmares niya, I'm so scared na like, what if I don't wake up when she has nightmares? Kasi she really stands up. Tapos she walks around the house. She runs around the house. And we don't have a gate. It's just a front door. Tapos street na. So yun
Oh.
yung fear ko. Na parang what if ganyan, what if ganyan. Kasi she can reach the lock. Even yung, although safe naman yung village, it's just that paano pag like kumuha ng knife or something, mga ganon.
How often are her nightmares? Every day?
Almost every day. Yes. So yun yung ano ko na parang, is it connected or is it because of her condition or
I think it might be connected kasi madami kong narinig na ganyan. Some friends also and other kids. There was one, every 11 at night, the kid would wake up screaming and like seeing whatever. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Every night, ganyan, etc.
As in, I researched it na parang kids daw on the spectrum, talagang they're very sensitive to things like that, ganon. So, hindi ko alam, ano yun, should I have it closed or...
Yeah. Well, what we can do is, we'll scan and then try to clear your house, your place. But what I'll do is I'll teach you we'll do it together so that you'll know how to protect yourself also. And then you can set up barriers for your child. If she cannot understand, you can be the one to set up the barriers na lang to protect her. But we will do that. And then if ever there are recurring instances, then we'll also try to, if we can connect with those entities there, we'll try to move them on.
But, kasi there's this one time pa pala, no, this was just the other day, parang yung daughter ko, she sent a message dun sa parang group chat namin, na family. Then she was like, I can feel someone touching me, but I can't see him. Mga ganon. Tapos parang ako, umuwi ako kaagad. Kasi touch na eh. So, bakit may touch? Ganon.
Okay. How many rooms are, wait, how old is your daughter?
7.
How many rooms are there?
2.
What's the area? Where's the area with pink? I see the pink. There's a pink fabric. Is there a pink fabric somewhere?
Parang in the playroom niya. Should I go there? Or
Okay, I'll just say what I see, because sometimes I will try not to interpret right away, because sometimes if I try to interpret it rather than just report what I see, I might lose it. Because suddenly I saw pink fabric playing there where the pink fabric is. I don't know if it's referring to your children or that. Yeah, there's a little girl there watching, playing, and there's in the place there's also a male that's adult, but that he's there, but he's not that. How do you say? Hindi masyado nagpaparamdam, but he's there. Actually, he was.
yeah, I saw him one time.
He was he was listening into the conversation. When you started, he was the first one that came forward, but he was like watching what's going on. Yeah, there's 3 lang I noticed. I can't see the kids clearly. I just know that they're kids because they're smaller, except the one I saw in the pink area. That one's female, and I see her looking on while one of the kids is playing. Parang lingering once that pass on, I don't know. I don't know if why there, why all of a sudden there's a number of that suddenly out of nowhere. I could just theorize. There's so many theories kasi about what's going on now. There are a lot that are saying those in the metaphysical uh, studies and stuff. They call this period the time of the shift. They're calling it the shift or the awakening. And what they're saying actually though is what's happening is the vibration that okay, sorry it might sound weird. But let's just start with the premise that everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything vibrates at a different frequency. What they're saying now is that the earth is beginning to shift to a higher frequency. And partially also now it's because as our solar system is rotating around the galaxy, it's in an area where the frequency, the vibration's higher. Now, what's happening now is that as the Earth is beginning to change frequency to a higher frequency, it's shaking up a lot of things. And a lot of things of lower frequency are getting, it's like you're shaking out the dirt and they're coming up. That's why also now a lot of the gulo in society, a lot of negativity comes out, etc. Because it doesn't match with the ongoing vibration. So I don't know if maybe that is also part of it, that a lot of these non-physical entities are also maybe showing up because of the changes in frequency. So I'm not so sure. But then one thing though is this. A lot of our fears with regards to that and your fears, etc., are really based on thoughts that have been planted into us, which is Hollywood or TV or what, and they make things scary. And sadly, religion also. And so, let's say, oh, that everything that they don't understand, they label it as evil or of the devil. In most cases, from my encounters, talaga, most aren't. In fact, there are times that physically, I've encountered some that look really scary, that it's like, oh my gosh, it's black, it looks scary, it must be evil. And then I find out it's not, that they're helpful or what. I remember one time that there was one that I encountered, and the reason pala it went to me was it was making sumbong to me about some kids that I was watching over, and he was telling me that I had to look up, make tutok one because he got into drugs. And so this entity that really looked, it was black and scary looking, but he didn't feel scary, and he tells me, uh, he shows me who the kid was and tells me what. And so I confronted him with the barkada, and they were like, they got gulat. Then I found out, oh my gosh, this entity was helpful. So the other thing that we have to change also in our mindset is we think that we are powerless against them. On the contrary, we're not. We are very potent. We have the ability to, what stops us is our belief that we're not worthy enough, not strong enough, no, not great enough. But one thing I've learned is this: what you create in your mind actually becomes reality in certain dimensions. So when you create a certain border, oh, it will work. It really, your belief system, when your thoughts and your beliefs, which is also energy and frequency, you can create the border for yourself and for your family there. But the other thing that what we want to do is we're not going to fight whatever entity, because the old way of thinking is awayin, yeah. But the thing is, anyone you fight will tend to fight back. I mean, even the nicest person, even if you like you might be so nice, but if someone threatens your family, you might suddenly start roaring, and suddenly you look like a contrabida, di ba? Because that's how we are. But the thing is, we can just bless them and then to neutralize them. Now, I don't think their energy is really, the energy so far doesn't feel negative. The kids might be kind of playful. And you know naman how kids can be. Like sometimes I play with kids a lot, and then like I'll pretend that, oh no, spiders, and then they'll bring a toy spider to me, and they'll have fun because I'm getting scared, or whatever. And it might be something like that, because my initial is okay. It's not scary. It's not heavy. It doesn't seem sinister. But then let's see when we scan. But even if there is, we will just brush it away. Actually, it's going to be quite simple, and you'll be surprised how simple it is.
parang lately kasi, siguro the past month, ganyan, I feel like parang someone's always watching. You know that feeling na parang I feel like everywhere I go, kasi like December, wala naman eh. I would stay up all night baking. Tapos parang okay lang, relax lang. Pero parang after New Year, parang I feel like someone's always watching. Yung hindi ko ma-shake off yung feeling na, alam mo yun, yung parang pinapanood ka, ganyan. I don't know.
Possibly because that was the that I got kanina, watching. There's like observing or what.
Question, kailan ka nag-start makinig sa amin? Kasi nakwento mo, when you listen to us, naka-speaker ka, di ba? Hindi ka naka-earphones.
Yeah, sa shower usually. Matagal na, parang,
Last year?
no, last year pa.
Oo.
Sa akin naman, nag-start kasi yung boy na nakita, it happened, before ECQ.
Okay. Matagal na talaga.
Before ECQ pa. Tapos, yung nag-start ako nakinig sa inyo, October or November ata, parang ganun. Tapos, lumala siya, January. So,
one of them, I think it's the boy that feels there's a sense of loneliness. It feels lost, lonely. And so maybe that's why it's there, maybe trying to play with the kids, etc. Because feels lost. The girl, I just see her observing and not saying much. Parang the boy is the one that's more interactive. The male is just around, but the adult, there's a formal feeling pang with the male.
did he die recently?
I can't tell because all I see is just it's like silhouette. Okay, I don't know why I saw leather, parang leather chair bed, or but it seems a little cushion.
Wala katabi ko yung leather chair. Wait lang.
But it looks more lounge type, parang something you rest back in. I don't know what's the significance of it. I see him sitting in the chair. Is your place more, how do you say it, lengthwise than square?
The living area. Kasi parang it's a duplex na bungalow na
Your corridor.
this is the sala,
Oh, okay.
then this is another black counter na with the
Oh,
CR.
there's the counter. Yeah.
And then this is the other black counter in the kitchen. Tapos
The other one was
Yan.
the one I saw.
this one,
Yeah.
that's where they saw the boy. That's where I saw the boy and my daughter also there.
That was the first image I saw. So there's a black counter, a galore bar, and then white neck. It'll sound fun. I'm sorry if some of the things sound weird. But I asked someone now to go there to scan. So it's not heavy. It's just unsettling because you're seeing something, feeling something that's not normal. Okay, wait. What's in the? Okay, I saw a door. What's the opposite side? The counter. Parang there was a door, but what's on the opposite side?
The room,
Another room.
there's another room here.
Wow, it's a room.
Wait lang, nag-lock sila.
Are your kids?
Open please. Where she was sitting, doon din nakita yung, careful, yung girl.
Okay, I kind of got something now. Because of her condition, okay, wait, I'm trying to understand. Her filters are stronger, like she filters out a lot of information more. So what she's able to see or what she's allowing herself to perceive is more focused. And parang that's where how do I explain it? She's not easily distracted. And like normal people, we're easily distracted by so much going in. What I'm getting is that her focus is so narrow she's not very much distracted. So whatever she's, let's say, focusing on, it's just that. And so that's where the presence tries to go into her field. And mas nakikita niya because she's not distracted by all other stimulus, diba? Or other things that's happening. Is she like that? Na if she's focused on something, that's main, and then and you have to draw her out pa to get her attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the okay. I won't say it feels like a download. When I say download, it's like I got a bit of information that I unzipped it and biglang I was just trying to explain it. The girl is not talking. She's just really like no, I know. I can't seem to. She's just like staring and observing. She watches.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
She watches. The boy's more interactive. The boy's lonely.
That's what my daughter says. Na parang lonely, but he's in a hurry. Na parang sick. Ganun.
I'm not sure which of the kids. Uh, uh, I think is looking at you as a mother figure because she does not know where it's the girl. She watches. She sees you as a mother figure because she does not know where her mother is. I think the girl's a little older than the boy.
Mm-mm. Mm.
That's what they said. Looks older.
I saw the girl once kasi standing in the kitchen. Parang my husband and I were watching TV late at night. Tapos nagulat ako kasi someone was standing in the kitchen. Akala ko si Yaya. Eh, tulog na pala si Yaya.
She's like, I don't know if like 8, 9, 10, parang ganyan.
Mm-mm.
Well, the boy is younger. Medyo malikot, pilyo. Um, the male presence is not really, he's around, but he's not very, uh, he doesn't make himself felt much. But
The
he's,
male presence, parang it started mga ECQ ata yun. Or before ECQ. Basta mga early last year. Kasi parang my son and I were playing dun sa playroom. Tapos yung my son's face, parang it was so scared. Mommy, ganyan. Tapos tumakbo siya sa akin, nag-hug. Sabi ko, it's okay, you play, ganyan. Tapos parang, ano ulit siya, balik ulit siya, ikot ulit siya. Tapos may tinuturo siya. Tapos nung parang papalapit siya dun sa may aircon, sumigaw siya. Tapos pag sigaw niya, namatay lahat ng ilaw. So kinuha ko siya. Tapos tumakbo kami palabas.
Hindi nag-brown out? Talagang namatay lang talaga?
Hindi. Kasi yung house namin is right beside like, duplex talaga.
Oo, duplex. Oo.
So, tinanong ko yung neighbor. Sabi ko, brown out ba? Nag-flicker ba yung light niyo? Hindi. Tapos, tinanong ko yung driver. Sabi ko, baka may sira. Yung driver ng landlord namin na parang baka may sira or ano. Sabi niya, wala daw, ganyan. Tapos, nakita ko sa news na matay yung landlord namin. Parang dad ng landlord namin na dito nakatira. Dito nakatira. Namatay siya parang that day or the day before nag-flicker yung light. So ako, like, hindi ko alam kung kinoconnect ko lang lahat. But like, yung feeling ng presence niya kasi, he used to be a politician. Na parang formal, na alam mo yung
formal,
na toy, na yung very prim and proper, ganyan.
Sobrang makes connection sa sinasabi ni
Yes. So ako, yung feeling ko, although I haven't seen him, the old man, feeling ko siya yun. Kasi siya yung parang patriarch nung angkan nung landlord namin. Kasi lang, nandito siya sa unit namin, nakatira before.
Sorry. Is the name relevant? Older woman. I wonder who she is. There's a woman that sort of stepped forward. She stepped forward and she, I don't know if it's like relative because it's like she held your shoulders and she
Why?
was kind of like saying it's gonna be okay. I don't know if it older woman, the hair is medyo, how do you so, medyo coif ng konti na, not Imelda type, but you know those, pag older women, pag mga matron age or older, the hairs are big. Her hair's kind of big. She's she
Yeah, yeah.
she's she while you were talking, it's like she put her hands on your shoulders and she was like saying it's gonna be okay. And I don't know, I kind of the names, but anyway, whatever, whoever she is, she's saying it's going to be okay. Um, who was in the military? You have a relative aunt past?
In the military.
Yeah, naka uniform parang military or so I don't know. Maybe some relative.
I think my lolo.
He's saying, basically showing we're showing our support. Standing now next to the lady. When you think, what's this? They're saying this that you're not alone. You're never alone. That your family, even before you, they know naman daw what you're going through. And if you ask for their help, they will come and help. Yeah, it's an older man. I don't know. They started to step forward. Okay, I see the boy looking over the counter as food is being prepared. I see I see cookies on like parang someone's preparing and there's cookies and he's looking at it.
Ano ba? Ayan yung cookie dyan. Likod ko.
No, it's no, it's like no, it's not really scary. It's more like this kid's lost, and this is the only closest thing to family that he could find. And then he's looking at probably trying to imagine how nice to nice to eat the cookies.
Is it productive to talk to them? Parang just to say na, oh, wag kayo manggulo please. Kayo manakot, natatakot kami. Is that productive to do?
Yeah, you can naman. You know, the one thing that at least I've learned from experience, okay, I'll boil it down to, again, frequency. The frequency that we operate from will connect us to the frequency. Okay, so if let's say there's if you feel the entity is negative or which is low frequency, if you operate from that same frequency, you're more likely going to encounter it. So if you, and unfortunately, fear is a negative or low frequency. So if we're in that frequency, then our experience will tend to be that. And if there are entities that are operating that frequency, then we're more likely, we're in the same wavelength. We're like on the same, we're in the same elevator. Now, you know, we're in the same floor. So usually just stay in the higher frequency so that they can't uh, affect you. So higher frequency would be being happy, joyful, you know, light and positive. The moment you go to the lower ones and all, then that's what I discovered is that when I had to deal with what you'd call negative or lower, they like trying to get the people repeatedly because while they're scared, that's where parang they're adding on it. They in that area. Yeah, so they will scare you. They'll try to make you think na you're scared or you're powerless, that they have power over you. And when you do that, you start getting scared, and then ayan, that's when they get their hooks in. Because like one time, just to share, when there was this exorcism here in my house, and it was like an ambush, because they came here. We said, okay, let's pray together, and we prayed, and then suddenly, oh my gosh, it was a full blown possession. And then at certain points, it was making all the mura, the screaming in my face, and everything. But for some reason, I wasn't scared. And if ever there are times that I felt okay, a little doubtful or what, I'll close my eyes and then go into a positive, higher frequency thing, and I'm smiling, and it gets so pissed. It's so pissed because it couldn't bring me to that that frequency. Eh. And so eventually, after that, the thing was cleared. Later on, she would still get bouts of attacks where it's attempting to get her. And I told her, okay, next time just really stay in a higher frequency. I mean, it's not deny that you're scared, diba? Because if you're scared, okay, you're scared. But it's more like, okay, I know I'm scared, but I'm going to choose to
Bring it
be
on.
like that.
Oo.
So because to be in denial does not help. But it's more like, okay, I recognize I'm scared, but I'm not going to remain in the fearful. I'm going to choose that. And later on, every time it would try to come, and she knows when it's gonna come because her dog starts barking. Later on, oh, so you're here again. Okay, bahala ka dyan, parang ganyan. Then she'll play music, she'll dance and whatever. You know, and she was ano, then until later on, wala na. It is like siguro that entity, oh, it's hopeless. You know, every time ano,
Yes. Mm-mm.
it would come, she was like, uh, oh, it's time to have fun. You know, and then, wala, yeah, sige, wala. O then, wala na. Thank God for a year, it's been gone. So it's a matter of ano eh. So don't be scared. Because the other thing kasi is that they're not more powerful than you. You just think they are. And of course, the fear lang because I don't see them, so ganyan. But once you put your borders, your boundaries, also you can clear the space, and they'll have to honor it.
It's more of ano kasi, I think, if it were me, I'm okay with it. Kasi like ako growing up, parang I basically parang I see things naman every day. Tapos we live pa in this parang haunted house before na talagang every day may mas malala pa dun sa today. It's more of
Your kids.
parang I'm scared for my kids na I don't want them to grow up the way I did, na yung nightmares na feeling ko yun yung dangerous kasi lumalala. Imagine, parang 2 a.m. He's coming for me! Oh, sino? Tapos like, as in, magkukulong talaga kami sa CR na nakaupo kami sa floor, ganyan, na parang, ano ba to? But, yun nga, with what you're saying, kasi parang, when I talk to JM, also, parang, yun din yung sinabi niya. And then I told him na parang sinabi niya may sumama daw sa akin from a hospital. But I didn't tell him yet na I go to the hospital often kasi my mom had a brain aneurysm noong November. Okay na, nakalabas na siya ng hospital. As in, she, like, right now, she's okay. Yung her aneurysm ruptured twice. So she's one of the 8% who's okay and back to normal. So we had a party at her house. When this is dito nag-start yung talagang full-blown na na feeling ko napapaliw na ako. Ganun. Kasi parang we had a parang Thanksgiving party na ano din ng son ko, parang birthday party. So, my mom's siblings went there, ganyan. Tapos umalis na sila, ganyan. I was cleaning kasi they had no yaya. So, I was cleaning, ganyan. Tapos yung house niya kasi may foyer. Tapos, doon kami kumain sa parang outdoor since COVID, ganyan. Tapos, may door siya to the dining. I was going back and forth in the kitchen, ganyan. Pag open ko ng door, may babae. As in, sa harap ng mukha ko, gano'n. Tapos, parang hanggang dito ko, ganyan, na naka-orange, na parang kahawig ni Eugene Domingo ng habay ko. Parang gano'n. Tapos may mole pa dito, ganyan. Tapos parang Eugene Domingo na bumata, na mas maliit yung mata, na parang mas maitim, ganyan. Sumigaw ako. Takbuhan yung mga kapatid ko, ganyan. Tapos sabi niya, parang, ate, tignan natin sa CCTV. So, tignan natin sa CCTV. Yung whole minute na sumigaw ako, like saktong 1 minute nag-skip.
Sorry, what skipped?
Nag-skip sa CCTV, hindi na-record. Nag-skip yung buong minute na sumigaw siya.
Oh my.
Like saktong 1 minute. If you see the
So parang noise lang siya or talagang cut na wala siya sa...
Cut talaga. Like walang, as in skip yung buong Tapos parang after that, since my mom lives in the same village, so I go there, I bring them food, ganyan. Since then, parang yun na, ang dami na. Sa house kasi ng mom ko, like, madami talaga eh. Na parang, nagagalit yung mga Grab driver kasi walang nagbubukas ng door, eh, ang dami daw tao, mga ganon. Eh, wala naman kami doon. Tapos may party daw, tapos parang ini-ignore daw yung doorbell, mga ganon. So parang ever since then, ano yun eh, November 29. Yun, sunod-sunod din sa house, yung doon sa, parang sabi ko, ano ba yun? Sumama ba sa akin yung babae yun? Or,
Possibly. Minsan ganun, may mga sumusunod. No, but sometimes, yeah, they follow. Actually, here my place is so filled, but mostly not ghosts, but iba-iba.
Elementals and ano.
And iba-iba, and many of them they follow from elsewhere. And it's not me that sees it. It's I've really gifted friends, and one of them, even from afar, she'll tell me, "Kuya, may bago na naman kayong kaibigan. Sumama sa iyo sa ganito." Then nagtatanong, is my I think he's like the mayordomo of the. Some say I've never seen him.
Mm.
Okay, I've never seen him, but I've had friends, clients, etc. that have seen him. I would sometimes tell my friend to ask me if it's okay if so and so stay here because sumama daw ano. So para siyang gatekeeper. And then I remember that time kasi the earlier part I was in denial partially. You know, I was like, I'm not sure. I kept on brushing things off. So I used to say, sabihin mo na lang, kung okay sa kanya, okay na sa akin. Kasi hindi ko naman sila kilala, hindi ko nakikita. But then it's other people that see them. But many of them, they follow from ano. One time, I had to do a clearing in a condo. And then, the way I do it, I don't fight them, I bless them. The two, parang ayang bait naman niya, sumunod, pero hindi daw sila pinapasok. Ayaw daw ni kasi sabi niya magulo sila. Ganon. So,
my guard.
oh, may mga nag-guard, mga ganyan. No, it's fascinating.
Sorry, mabilis lang. May nakausap kasi kami before. Ang kinukwento niya talaga, siya rin, parang tinasabi na bantay eh, di ba? So parang sa kwento mo, si parang bantay talaga.
Yeah, but there's a lot. Actually, get surprised. Oh, one thing about the young people, I'm not surprised for the kids because apparently, and they're saying, the younger kids, they're more connected now to spirit than before, and the newer generations. And it's part now of the evolution of the human species. That we're getting more connected now back to the truth of who we are, which is spiritual beings that we lost along the way. It's minsan it's the native cultures that, indigenous cultures that still know that we're connected to the earth, we're connected to spirit, diba? And it's the modern man that has dismissed it. But the younger ones now, though, they're being born that they're more connected to the source. So it's not surprising. I get surprised. There's so many of these kids that are gifted. They know, and some of them see what I don't see, and some of them like coming here because they say, "Can we go there? We'll recharge." And so why recharge like that? Because daw may portal daw or whatever. People tell me that I've never seen that. I've never and then they'll come and then they'll tell me, oh, nandiyan yung like they'll tell me mga bantay or whatever. Now, okay, because I don't see them with my eyes. I just see it in my head, And I would always doubt. And then I get surprised because different kids will tell me the same description. So I said, oh, okay, they must be there. So it was actually in 2014 that it started. I started to see them more like in my head. And then sometimes I freak out because no, I must be imagining, this can't be real, etc. Until I see another gifted friend say, may bagong kaibigan ka na naman. Then I'll say, oh, okay, what do you see? Because I don't want to say what I see. Because sometimes it's surreal. And then they'll describe it. And then I said, are you serious? I'll go like that. And then I think, yeah, why? And then I'll go, why? I'll say, why is this being here? Parang ganyan. But then
Yes.
I noticed they're all helpful. They're all positive. They're all So like in cases when I have to clear a place, there's an advance party that goes there to scan already. So actually it was there around the house. There's two of them that were moving around already. and apparently it's not heavy, it's not like a negative or what. They're just
Yeah.
wandering souls.
I have a question. Yung elementals ba totoo? I mean, well, maraming nagsasabing ito. It's just that ako kasi growing up, I've never seen elementals or like hindi ko alam kung elemental ba siya, baka ganun. Kasi like what I see usually is totoong tao and I can't tell, kunwari kausap kita, I can't tell kung totoong tao ka ba or not. Kasi sumasagot ka eh. Parang ganun. So hindi ko masabi. And then, meron daw elemental dito sa area namin na parang super lakas. So doon ako natakot. Kasi parang sabi niya,
Well, okay, the elementals are not necessarily negative. I say this because my encounters with them, they've been very, very helpful in a lot of things. I'm not kidding. They gave me a car.
hihingi nga ako kotse mamaya doon sa labas.
Seriously, they gave me a car. This was in 2001 or 2000. October, she says, Kuya, sabi ni gusto ka namin, gusto daw nila bigyan ka ng kotse. So when she told me that, I said, okay, that's nice. You know, I mean, I didn't mind it because I was thinking, I'd like to give everybody I know a car if I could. Diba? November daw, she said, and the other duendes daw, nagtatalo-talo sila. They have a sense of humor. They're saying, sabi daw iba, hindi pwede coach, taba-taba niyan, hindi siya kakasya. Kailangan pick up. Then sabi naman, hindi naman niya gagamitin, bebenta naman niya para magamit yung pera para pambayad ng utang at para bumili ng equipment, mga ganyan. So, she told me that. Then ako parang, okay. You know, it's like, big deal. December, the other one that called says, told her now, playfully, sasakay kami ng kotse, pero bababa kami kaagad. So she tells me that and I go, okay. The next month, I remember that day. May backstory pa yan. The day before, I got all my bills and I looked at it and I compared it to my bank account and I said, and my little altar, I said, Lord, hindi ko na alam gagawin dito. Hindi ko alam kung paano ko babayarin to. Ikaw na lang bahala. I slept 6 o'clock that in the morning that night. 9 o'clock, I woke up. Some really annoyingly perky person, hello, blah, 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 wakes me up, ganon, and congratulations. And I really thought it was a joke because I have two friends that like playing jokes like that. They're gonna get somebody to call and pretend ganyan. And then pala, I won because I bought a printer ng hulugan na hindi pa tapos bayaran, na may raffle pala, and I won the grand prize, which was a car. So, oh my gosh. And then when I see her again, she says, Kuya, sabi daw, binigay na daw yung kotse. Kasi totoo nga. Ganun. And then they told me, I'm supposed to divide it into 4 parts. They said now, one of it pay your utang, another chunk, save it because you're going to need it all of a sudden, which was true. And the other one, sabi mag-invest daw ako in equipment. And the other chunk, so for charity daw. But they said, my call to give, but I cannot give without asking them to do something in return. Anything, any token thing, sa paayos mo ng files mo, whatever, parang there's exchange. Except for 2. Sabi may isang babae na mahirap na maghihingi ng tulong pang ospital, just give it. And then this was the one that, and that was true that happened, but this one was the one that was more shocking. May isang bata, taga-mayamang eskwelahan, maghihingi pang tuition. Hindi ka maniniwala kasi taga-mayamang eskwelahan siya. Pero bigyan mo ng tulong. Someone from college contacted me because he had classmates. I don't know why they gave, he was a scholar pala and he failed the subject. So he lost his scholarship. And I don't know why these kids told me, why don't you try asking me? So he did. And I guess that, but to be safe, I called friends who were teaching. Can you check on this kid? And they're the one that told me he's a scholar, he lost the scholarship. But they told me already, they kind of knew na. So they helped. Actually, the biggest help they've given me is, initially, I had diabetes, and they cured me of diabetes. I still remember when that happened. One day that my friend came, and she says, Kuya, nag-test ka na ba ng blood sugar mo? Sabi ko, oh, this morning. Kamusta? Ang ganun pa rin, may medication, so it's always in the border, mga 109, 119, 115. Excited sila eh. Sabi daw, test mo daw ngayon. So I tested it. It was 82. Oh my gosh, it's true. And she said that she could see them, they were rejoicing daw because they healed me daw. So I called my doctor. Of course, I didn't say the duende part.
Yes.
And I said, Doc, um, this morning my reading was like this. Now, 82. Hala, you probably did something wrong. Do it now. And I did it again. It was like maybe 83, 84. Hala, sira na yan. So read back your ano. No, that must be busted. So say patest mo and then patest. And then no, it was normal. And then actually, I remember I had a mild heart attack, and so I had to in the ICU. I had to tell them I have diabetes, so they had to monitor. And later on, they say, "Who told you had diabetes?" No, I did like that. No, no, no. Your doctor must be wrong. Then again, and then I said, baka lang ganito, ganito. Then they said, no, we did all these tests. Your doctor must be wrong. So when I told my main doctor, he was so defensive. No, I was not wrong. Your tests are all here, etc. Pero it came back. It came back also because when my father died, parang it was traumatic. And then suddenly I had diabetes again. And of course, I gained weight pa. So they'd always warn me, we gave you na ha. But they're very helpful. They're very, but one thing though, they said they like giving me stuff and helping because I don't ask. Because now a lot of people, they like, sige naman, ganito, 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 ganito. But they hear though sometimes what I'm praying for. And it's like, okay, let's do this. But I pray for them every day. I bless them every day. And then, yeah, they're quite helpful. Oh, this one. This was really, one of the students called me at 2 in the morning, whispering, pinasukan yung bahay nila. And him and his two sisters, they locked themselves in the room and they were so scared. And their parents were out. And so what I did was, I went to my studio, my which is in the house. And supposedly most of them are there. And I asked them, please, can you help? And then pala, what happened was, for some reason, they left. The intruders left. And then they didn't know what happened. They left all of a sudden. Now, my friend tells me that they made kwento tour. They went there in mass. Naghakot pa sila ng kasama sila. Tinakot daw nila. And okay, kind of but she described, okay, this is where the magnanakaw came in. This is where they went. This is what they did, etc. I've never been to that kid's house. I told him like that the descriptions of the place was correct. And they don't know why the robbers left running. So I said, oh my gosh, they must have really helped. So I couldn't tell, but these are just all anecdotal stories. So I know they're helpful. So don't be afraid.
Gawin mo, you pray for the souls or whoever.
Yeah, you bless. Because they will not be offended. In fact, they'll be moved by it. That, there's someone here giving us positive energy.
Okay lang yun na magpapabless ako ng house like with a priest. Okay lang. Hindi naman sila like
Yeah. No naman, it's not negative. Well, as long as they're not like fighting, and they're not demons or stuff like that naman. But if you want, we can do now. We can try clearing the house.
How?
Yeah.
Paano gagawin natin?
It's a guided prayer meditation. You're just going to use your imagination and your intention.
After this portion, the exorcist proceeded to guide us through a meditative prayer. And after that, another batch of interesting insights into the invisible world. We've yet to edit and have that second portion approved, so please subscribe, follow, and like us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify to be updated when the next one gets published. Thank you to our guests for allowing us to share this call and hopefully learn and understand more about the things we cannot see, the things we cannot explain. A special thanks to the exorcist who took the time to help our listener. Another round of thanks to T, our episode 6 guest, for reaching out to her exorcist contact. After this call, we realized that a lot of you listening out there might have experienced the same thing. Growing up with an ability you cannot explain, feeling and hearing things that do not make sense. Seeing people and elements that defy logic. You are not strange, you are not weird, you are not crazy. It's just this unexplained ability to be more sensitive to the world around us. Email us at paranormalsph@gmail.com. We'd love to hear it. Thank you again to all our listeners. We see the growing numbers and we would like to thank you for listening, and we would like to welcome all of you to our small paranormal community. The Paranormal Podcast is engineered and produced by F90 Productions. Rate and review our show on Spotify, Pocket Casts if you enjoyed it. Again, thank you for listening and stay safe.